Hi folks, how's everybody doing out there tonight, today? I'm just taking a little vacation, if you will. I'm out of town currently, but I thought it would be time. I got time, a little bit of time. My time is now to make another wrestling video. A lot of people are curious, and I've had a couple comments on the Retro Wrestling channel itself, and it's like, exactly what is it? Because you talk about modern wrestling stuff and old school wrestling stuff. And originally it was all just going to be like all retro stuff, but I don't know, I want to talk about a little bit of everything, modern wrestling and old school wrestling as well. And the spirit of the channel, in case you haven't noticed, is embracing like the classic stuff, you know, when it comes to graphics, what's on the site, intros and stuff like that. Embracing the old with the new a little bit. Hopefully you guys have noticed that. But I wanted to talk about John Cena. We hear the music. You know, a lot of people rag on the guy, and I can understand why. I mean, he's not really improved at all in the ring in 6 years or whatever, but the guy's over, and he's one of those guys that WWE is kind of scared to give him a break. And I think the guy needs a break. I think not only does he need a break, because he looks a little run down, you know, looks like he's, and I know he's injured, and he's got some kind of a knee injury or something he's working with. But they don't want to give him any time off. I mean, he's got the big WrestleMania match coming up, and I don't get it. I mean, the guy needs a little bit of a break, and I'm hoping, here's the way I would do it, you know, and this is a spoiler for everyone that hasn't, you know, you can mute the video for a few minutes. You know, they made the stipulation that if, I guess it was going to be on the next week's, on this Monday's Raw on the 4th of July, that if John Cena loses the match with CM Punk, that he is fired. And I think that would be, even though they've done that shit, they already kind of did it, but if they did it badly, but they could do it right this time and actually have him off TV for a couple of months. I think that would be good. I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but I think the guy definitely needs a break, and it's a shame that they're going to, you know, they're putting their big WrestleMania match at risk already by not giving him a break. I mean, traditionally it's a dead time of year for wrestling. I say give the guy a couple of months off. And a lot of people comparing to Hogan, you know, and I can kind of see it in the ring and stuff. I mean, they were both similar, you know, had limited skill in the ring. But Hogan never had to travel and wrestle as much as Cena. You know, just the amount of times per week, you know, as opposed to Hogan, who would rarely ever, like, you would never see Hogan wrestle. Hogan would wrestle like on some of the big house shows and the pay-per-views, and at that point in time the pay-per-views were like, what, 3 or 4 a year, you know, and that was at the what, 91, 92, there was like 3 or 4 a year, and before that there were like 1 or 2 maybe. So in that respect, Cena is he stays on the road way more, does a little, and it's featured on TV way more. You know, Hogan was you never saw him on TV, as I remember as a kid. So I say give the guy a break, let the CM Punk angle play out, and that Cena is actually fired, and you can come up with a creative way to bring him back in 2 or 3 months. Hell, I wouldn't bring him back until like SummerSlam. You know, that'd be a couple months, I guess. or maybe a month. I don't know. I don't know when the hell SummerSlam is. Bring him back at SummerSlam somehow. It's like a surprise or something. But give him some time off. Let him rest up a little bit. You know, or he could be out and you won't have a choice of bringing him back. He could be injured or something. I'm not a big Cena fan, of course, but I have seen the guy live, and the crowd reaction is very similar to, you know, Hogan and Warrior and Savage and those guys like that from the golden years, classic years. So I say you pull one on the crowd, fire Cena, keep him out for a month or so. At least, you know, give the guy some time off, and let the CM Punk angle play out. You know, bring Zack Ryder on board with CM Punk. Bring, you know, I say it's time to give possibly like Husky Harris, bring him back as his real name. I think his name's Wyndham or something like that. And just play off that angle where, hey, WWE's not letting us be ourselves. You know, this guy's name isn't Michael McGillicuddy, it's Joe Henning. And you could bring in a few people, like Daniel Bryan would be another one. You know, play off the fact that WWE wants to brand these guys, and they're sick of it. You know, and you could even bring, you know, I think Paul Heyman would be an awesome J.J. Dillon of the group of sorts. If you could get a hold of him, and who knows what Brock Lesnar, you know, down the line, I don't know what his status is. You know, you can play off of the. I think that a lot of people are taking. I think CM Punk said exactly what they planned most. I think they did, and he said Brock Lesnar, and who knows? I mean, maybe they'll even do something with Ring of Honor. All this is a possibility, folks. It's going to be real fun to watch. I'm just hoping, I'm praying it's not over at Money in the Bank, as predictable as a lot of people are saying it could be. But we'll just have to wait and see. I say give Cena some time off at Money in the Bank. He loses the match, loses the title. And even, hey, you know something would be cool too. He loses the title, as predicted. Whoever wins Money in the Bank goes after CM Punk. But this time, CM Punk wins. You know, it's the first person to ever lose Money in the Bank, that ever lose the title that won Money in the Bank. Anyway, that is it. I hope I can upload from this hotel. If not, you'll see this when I get back home. So, rate, comment, subscribe. Bye.